God. Will's fucking stupid. So we're gonna start this off with that.
Bratitid. Yeah, you do.
Got it. So, what's up, everybody? It's the Frequency Control Show. William Jackson, Robert Olmos up in this.
You met Willie Stride.
Well, whatever.
Willie
Uh,
Stride.
Willie strives to nitpick little stuff that he never actually puts input on until after he just complains about whatever's happened. So today,
Oh,
we're,
because I have gratitude. I have nothing to complain about. You can put the titles however the fuck you want.
you were just
Because
complaining
wasn't
that
for
some
right.
hey he was
I
just
wasn't
hey
complaining.
everybody he was just
I
complaining
wasn't
that the
complaining. I just
hey
mentioned it.
he was just complaining about how the titles I did were like
I
third
didn't
graders. So
complain. I just told him to put a capital G. That's all.
hey, he complains that it's like third grader titles, even though he types everything in all caps. And when he writes letters, it's like he writes over the words 53 times in a row in some weird ass style. So, anyway, he's a hypocrite. But we're today talking about gratitude. So about being happy now, not waiting for some sort of goal you're trying to achieve, but being happy right now in this particular time and place. I'm gonna let Will talk about it. He just talked about some stuff he was about to do to help him, you know, remember he's lucky to be where he's at now.
Yeah, this kind of it's really easy to forget where you were, man, when you get to a point where you start getting comfortable, and uh sometimes it's good to remember that you're grateful for where you're at, and sometimes it's easy because, before I like this current situation, I was in a tough situation and in between places, and didn't have a job. And now that I have a stable home and a steady job, I'm already thinking this isn't enough. Now I want more. Now let's just keep going with that. Then I'll switch it up. But and then forget, and then being kind of upset at work, or upset I have to go to work, or look at the schedule and getting depressed. Matter of fact, I just hung the schedule on my wall today to remind myself, you know, uh, I gotta get away from this, right? Just today, hung my work schedules like split shifts and all that. I'm just like, man, I'm a slave. Somebody telling me when to go to work, when to go home, when to come back the next day. Like it's insanity. And then I go to work. Sometimes I enjoy what I do there for the most part. But I have there's a lot of times where I'm not grateful, and I have to remember. So I've done something recently where on my lunch I went and I drove to a spot that I was hanging out at before I had a steady place. And just as a reminder, like, hey, this is where you were. Be happy now that you're at a different place and don't have to be doing this every day, and be grateful for that job. And you know I'm going to keep the schedules up. That was motivation, but the whole point is being grateful that I even have a schedules to look at, that I feel like is a waste of my time sometimes, but not really. It's Oh gosh, sometimes you got to give yourself kind of a like, check yourself sometimes. And recently I had to check myself. I started getting in trouble at work, you know what I mean? And trying to be too much into what everybody's saying, and trying to fix everybody's language, trying to fix everyone else's mindset. Not fix it, but just help them see their failure habits. and not just being grateful. Hey, man, you guys be how you're going to be. I'm just happy to be here. I was happy to get a job during this whole rough time in the country. So I'm humbled just talking about it right now. like, you know, uh, I'm the most grateful person in that building, and I need to remember to act like that more. Now, the other side of that is you're always trying to improve. I'm always trying to, I'm successful at my job, and having a job is a success to me. And I'm at the point where I have gone as far as I could see. So now I'm seeing further and taking the next steps to continue going. But just the point is don't keep go, don't stop from going further, but just more be in the moment more, and grateful that you're grateful where you're at, even if it's not pretty. And I'll tell you what, though, too, when I was in those moments, well, the really rough moments not very long ago, if it was not for this information, I probably wouldn't, I wouldn't be here, because I would be in a depressed place and hiding, cut everybody off. Who knows what I'd be doing if it wasn't for this information? Because of this information, the whole time that I was sleeping in my vehicle, I knew that it was for a reason. This is what sometimes I declined help because this is something I needed to go through, because I know what's coming next. I need to be able to remember this so I can accept the success that's coming and stay grounded. And that was my whole mentality, as for majority of my stints. I did 2 stints in my car past couple years, and if it wasn't for this information, man, I'm not gonna lie, I looked at it as a blessing, because I knew I needed to go to this to be. I knew I needed to go through what I was going through in order to accept the success I'm coming towards, and not squander it. Hence, I went back and did lunch in the parking lot and just looked around and be like, man, I'm happy, man. I'm happy my job's right there. I'm happy that I can go home and take a shower. I'm not living out of a duffel bag in my trunk. I'm not taking showers with baby wipes, motels, all because I was able to, keep the right mindset because of this information that it could always be worse. And when you're at your lowest point, that's when you have to have the mindset of the millionaire. You have to know it in advance, or you'll never see it. You have to know it in advance. You have to believe it. You have to know it in advance, or you'll never see it. And I was confused, man. Oh, gosh. We can go all day on this. Gratitude, gratefulness. That's why this daily takeoff checklist is so important for me too. That morning blast. These are just tools for success. This is the recipe. At least for, feeling better and giving yourself the best opportunity to achieve the things you want. You still have to put in the work. But never forget.
Yeah, I deal with the same thing. Like it's like I'm so geared towards my goal that I'm upset with where I'm at right now. And you find this thing. So I decided to put a picture of my wife and children on my phone screensaver so that I can remember that I've already won in life, right? I got people that I care about me. I've got my legacy. My two boys will carry my name far beyond anything I could possibly do financially, or you know, um, that to me was a big deal. Is like to understand that whereas you sit around and you're unhappy because you're always looking towards the future, like what's the future going to be like? What's it going to be like when I get that Lamborghini? I'll be so happy when I get whatever that is you're going to get. Instead of being happy now, because if you can't be happy now, you probably won't be happy when you get the Lamborghini. Because I remember a long time ago, just thinking about where I'm at now, I would have been stoked with. I just go in and I start like, I mean, I'm not going to go through everything I have, like, but I just start going like, really, like, you got drum rooms and guitar rooms, and you got fucking control rooms and dirt bikes and all kinds of shit. Like I mean, materialistic dumb shit, but at the same time, for me, this materialistic stuff, a lot of them are tools for me to actually achieve what I'm trying to do right now. But at the same time, I kind of go like, man, you're set. You work for yourself, but you're upset that you're not in a Lamborghini yet. You're upset that you're not in a mansion yet. Uh, and not I don't just want to mention that, like, one of those like fucking 99 room fucking spots, like a manor, like, like some shit in England. Like I'll be up in the UK with like some wild ass shit, but at the same time, like, you're thinking about this shit and you're just like, man, think about where you're at now compared to where you were at some point in your life when you were just at one point. I was a kid and I was like, all I want is a snowboard, a gun, and a guitar, and I'll be a happy ass motherfucker. Not even a car. I didn't give a fuck about a car. I just wanted a gun, a guitar, and a snowboard. And I thought that would just make me so happy. Like, and then once it was the gun, the guitar, and the snowboard, it was a car and another car and a truck and then a house, and it just never was enough. It just never was. It's like, when will you choose to be happy? Show gratitude. Be grateful for what you have and where you're at now. What is it going to take? And once you realize that it's not whatever you're going for, but you have an issue with being happy and grateful for what you have now, remember this. We are lucky enough to come from these balls, dick, into a fucking egg, fertilize it, and actually become a human being, not die from abortion or some other bullshit, not get hit by a car, somehow make it to now. I know it's really rough the way I speak, but I don't give a shit. The bottom line is somehow we made it to here without dying. And we're not grateful that we're just breathing air. If you're lucky enough to have your fingers, toes, hearing, all your senses, you're lucky. You need to learn to be grateful for that, because if you have all that, you got a fighting chance. I have friends that don't have their legs, that have them blown off in fucking Iraq. I've got like people that are dismembered, like wheelchair bound, and they just wish they were where the majority of you are now. Breathe in air and have all of your facilities. You have to learn to be happy with where you're at now. And again, I was driving the other day, and I remember just being upset that I don't have enough sales on these beats, and I don't have enough of this, and I don't have enough of that, and this isn't going fast enough for me, and because I've been grinding my ass off. But like just being like, why isn't this turning faster? And realizing it's only been not very much time, but like of actual can 1,000% commitment. And then realizing, you know what, man, who gives a fuck? I got friends who have passed away, just started bleeding out of their eyes and shit, dude, and just died. And I started going, man, I'm breathing air. I got a family, kids that can't wait till I get home. Why am I upset again? Who cares about all this other shit? All your goals and stuff are a cherry on top. Be happy now. Everything you want in life, be happy now. They look at these countries where they're living in dirt, barely have any food, rations of food, and they're happy. They're the most happy people on earth because they have family love, and that's really what matters at the core. They're breathing air, and their family loves them, and they're able to eat some sort of food. They have some little like shack ass place to live in and poor sorts of water and a place to shit, but they're happier than fucking hell, man, and they're grateful. I think the fact that there's the ability of the American dream takes away from your gratitude because you feel like the American dream is the ability to be more than you are on a financial, materialistic level, but it takes you away from understanding what you should be grateful for. You're already breathing air and have your fingers and toes. I mean, you should be jumping up and down because you have the ability to jump up and down. And if you can't fucking understand that, die. Period. Figure out that. Gratitude. Be grateful for breathing air, having eyesight. Hopefully you have the mental capacity to understand that because that's another form of health. But if you can't figure it out and you have your mental capacity, your all your senses, fingers, toes, all that shit, and you're not jumping up and down and just happy that you have been equipped for success and you're not happy now, you'll never be happy when you get all the things you're going for. You'll drive a Lamborghini, you'll still be shallow, you'll never understand, and you'll still be unhappy. Hence the people that get there and kill themselves. They have all of it. Mansions. There's a guy who had like $9 billion. He lost 5 billion, meaning he still had 4 billion, and killed himself because he couldn't fucking fathom the fact that he just lost that 5 billion. Yet he was still 4 billion. I mean, that's 4 billion more than I have, and killed himself. And you wish you just had 100,000. This guy had 4 billion and killed himself. Couldn't believe he lost the 5 billion. Couldn't understand it, couldn't fathom it, had to kill himself. So if you're not happy now, you might never be happy. So you have to learn how to be happy now. You have to learn to figure out the things you have that are going good in your life and that you're so lucky to have in your life right now, and then be grateful for them. Without that, you may never be able to successfully move forward. You'll move forward. You'll definitely move forward. I'm not saying that gratitude is the key to success. Not at all. Fuck that. My point is, you could be ungrateful as shit, grind your ass off and get to the top, but at the end of the day, you might never be happy. So you got to figure out how the fuck to be happy with just the fact that you're breathing. You have your 10 toes, your 10 fingers, your eyes, your ears, your nose, your mouth, and you can breathe, taste, and really absorb the world. And if you can't figure that out now, it'll never happen when you get all the stuff you're going for. Because you'll get that if you grind hard enough. It don't matter if you're grateful or not. You grind hard enough, you're gonna get it. But you won't be happy. And so I realized that the other day I was driving and I was upset, and I realized I had no reason to be upset because at the end of the day, I'm breathing air. I got my beautiful wife and kids. I'm doing pretty damn good. And no, it's not like legendary, you know, multi-billion-dollar status shit. But it's not living on the fucking ground with vultures chasing me as my skin barely fucking stretches over my bones and I can't eat any food and haven't eaten in fucking 33 days. It's not that status. So I know I'm doing pretty damn good. And you have to realize that find things to be grateful for that are going right in your life. Because if you choose to only think about the things that are going wrong in your life, you've got the wrong mindset. Be happy now, not later.
That's why it's important to have some sort of tools or routine to help you to remind yourself to be grateful. Um, there should be a link on these videos. You can check out this daily takeoff checklist that will help you be grateful in the mornings, or maybe in the evenings if you choose to kind of go through it. But definitely a success tool to keep you, to remind you to be grateful, but yet still grind for more and have a good balance of uh, action and gratitude.
That's a major tool for like your mornings. I mean, I don't need the daily check off anymore because I memorized it. But like really like sitting around and in the morning, part of that tool helps you to just sit there and really focus on like what you should be grateful for right now, and literally be like, man, I've got this, I've got that going on, I've got this going on. You're kind of patting yourself on the back, and that piece really helps you go through your day like, man, I'm winning already, like I'm doing pretty damn good. Like, okay, let me just build on that, even if it's the smallest thing. Even if you fucked off the last 2 weeks, by doing this thing where you're like, man, I've done this, that, I'm really working towards, even though you could work harder, everybody can. You telling yourself how great of a job you've done, it will only make you want to work harder. But you've got to like, people need that gratitude, that I'm doing some good shit, man. Pat on my back, attaboy yourself. And that daily checkoff sheet really does that for you, to where you're like, man, I'm you know what? I'm doing all kinds of stuff. I am doing what I need to be doing. I'm doing exactly what the hell needs to be happening. And you know what? I'm going to go out here and I'm going to do more of that shit. And it takes that, man. You can have all these obstacles. This morning, my day started off sideways. I lost $300 as soon as I woke up. I woke up to minus $300. I had somebody return some shit for $300. Like, damn. And then threatened to shut down my company. And that plus, stupid shit like no coffee, all like all these dumbass little things. And I started like trying to start to throw my day off. I'm like, man, ain't shit working right, man. What, my computer won't start up. I got like all kinds of dumb shit happening. And at the end of the day, I was like, or not even at the end of the day, at the beginning of the day, because I understand this information, I was like, you know what? I'm not letting that get to me. Fuck $300. I'll piss on $300, and I stand by that all day. And I'll stand up, put 300 on the ground, and I'll pee on that shit. I'm not joking. Bottom line is, that ain't fucking with my day. I'm not gonna let no coffee over there mess my day up. I'm not gonna let XYZ mess my day up. And as these things came at me stupid and sideways, I started to realize, you know what, you can't fade me. That shit ain't happening. I still got my kids, my wife. I'm doing good. My house is great. I'm already knowing it's all good. And at the end of the day, you can't fade me. Like I'm like, this ain't happening. You got to do some bigger shit than that to even fuck with me. I'm gonna go win today, and I did. 10 minutes later, I started winning. I found. I mean, I have this certain type of business where I locate items that are worth a certain amount of money, and sure as shit, man, I find a couple grand worth of stuff. I'm like, all right, I've already overcome that little $300 dip and nothing, and I'm already winning. And at the end of the day, I'm winning, and I didn't let that steer my attitude for the day. I giggled at it. I thought it was funny. I had a couple cars stolen out in front of my house, and I laughed at it. I said, you know what? That ain't fucking my day up. Same thing with like getting a car break down on the side of the road. I'm sitting there, call my boss. Hey, I ain't coming to work at the time when I had a boss. And I laugh about it. You know what? I don't give a fuck. I got towed. Take this to the house. I'll fix it. It's going to be all good. I'm going to figure it out. And one thing that has helped me is we find a way. Those words help me. Like, soon as I started getting stupid shit coming my way, it's like, you know what's funny? We always find a way through it. Will, you know damn well, dude. You're sitting there dealing with some dumb shit the last few months, or a few months back, right? Maybe more than that, thank God. But you know what? We find a way. And you're not there anymore, are you? We find a way. We get through. It's merely a spot in time, but you'll find a way through that time and you'll be there. You may be sitting there dead broke with nothing, but at some point you'll find a way and you're not going to be dead broke forever. If you're willing to keep grinding and keep going forward, like Will says, he just put a post up on the Frequency Control Show Instagram, and it says doing something long enough equals success. I mean, I'm paraphrasing because it says more than that, but like, and go there, check it out, Frequency Control Show Instagram. Uh, doing something long enough, doing the right things long enough equals success. So the bottom line is, if you are, you're going to eventually be successful. So right now you might not be seeing that, but if it's the right thing, it might not get success now, but the key words are long enough. Keep going. And then all of a sudden things will start coming to you. Again, Will, doing the right things long enough, pulled himself out of some really bad situation to keep doing it long enough, and here he is on a show which is going to turn into something bigger, and then stages. Eventually you guys will see us on stage, you know what I mean? Eventually,
Seminars.
you know what I mean?
Seminars
Eventually,
are coming.
yeah, eventually you'll see a seminar and all that as the audience builds.
And a special way to watch them.
Right. There's going to be all kinds of stuff. So the bottom line is there will be shows, virtual shows. There's going to be all kinds of really cool ways to actually get this material and experience this material. But the bottom line is you stick with it long enough. Oh, damn. You stick with it long enough, you're gonna do something good. Will starts out, if he would have just gave up, like, you know what, this isn't working. But no, he did the right things long enough, and he's still doing them, and only success will come that way. And that's exactly what it is. So it's, again, one, be grateful for where you're at now, but understand, just keep going, and as you keep going, the the best is to come. You know.
You have to turn your back on what you don't want people to think about you. You have to turn your back on thinking you can take yourself to some dark places and not even realize it. So whenever I started like getting, you know, oh man, when am I going to get out of here? This isn't enjoyable. And I just refused the negative thoughts in my mind. I wouldn't even allow it. I would not allow any of the negative thoughts really to. I just can't go down that path mentally, especially after this information. And I was in a place where I could have painted, and of course I started traveling down that path because I'm living that situation. Man, what kind of person am I? What kind of dad am I? What kind of example am I setting? Being selfish. Anyways, but then I'm like, nope. None of that is true. You have to turn your back on all of that to keep you from taking the wrong actions and doing the wrong things and creating failure habits instead of success habits. Keep you from mysticism and excuse-itis, failure diseases. And if it wasn't for this information and this daily takeoff checklist and these type of just tools for success, a certain recipe, that we're expanding on. Also, it's just, man, I'm not sure what would have happened or how much longer it would have took. But I was always, like I said, I'm not trying to be a broken record, but just always in a place of no. I'm excited to be in this situation because I know this is something I need before I achieve the next part of where I'm going. So I was excited. As kind of insane as that might sound, but it's the way I was able to handle it every day, because I forced myself to be like, you know what, I'm excited for this situation. I know this is what I need to go through, because in order to be able to accept everything else that's coming and having no idea what that is.
It helps to shape your perspective, and really take things and put them in context and understand how they're important to what you're dealing with. Without this information, it would make you feel like, oh, woe is me, feel sorrier for me, the
It's someone else's fault.
it's yeah. Instead of looking at yourself and taking ownership, by this information, you realize to switch perspectives. Like, for instance, I get a car stolen, I go outside, I'm going to work, the car I'm going to drive to work in has been taken by somebody who needed it more than me, and I giggle and laugh. It's like, that's hilarious. Jesus, man, that's funny. But I have another car. Fuck it, and that car's nicer than that one. So fuck it. I'll open my garage and take out my nicer car. But I kind of go, that somebody needed that. This information helped me to look at a situation where I could be like, oh, those bastards stole my car. To being like, man, that was an old ass fucking car. I should have got rid of it a long time ago. Fuck it. I got this other car. Let me roll out, and I'm good. Until it cost me like fucking $500 to give these people my car once they found it. But anyway, that's a whole nother hassle. But at the same time, I just kind of whatever, this information helped me to re-gear myself and understand that look at things from a different perspective. Stop looking at them from the same basic ass angle. It'll help you take in that information. For instance, you're in a fucked up situation, and then you just kind of look at it like, you know what? I could have avoided this. I'm going to take this as a learning experience. I'm going to get past this, get over it, and I'm actually going to win more now because I've been in this situation. Damn, I'm so glad this happened. I'm so glad I failed here because, oh my God, I'm going to win so many more times now that I got this key information. And so it's almost like I lost here, to win the information, to then win every scenario that would be like that going forward, meaning I'm going to win so many more times because I lost this one time. It's like losing a race and understanding, man, I realized I didn't work hard enough, and I said fuck it and went party with my friends instead of running those sprints I should have ran. And I lost this race. And say you're in track or some shit. And then you're going, thank God I lost this race. Because now I know to never fucking miss a practice. And guess what? Now you never win another, or now you never, sorry, rewind. Now you never lose a race again. Because you know you need to get your ass at the track, practice, run your sprints, get your shit going. And then when you get to track practice or sorry the meets, next thing you start winning that shit. Same thing with basketball. You're like, you know what, I didn't shoot all my free throws, I didn't shoot my all my jumpers, I didn't do all my practice, and you know what, I missed all the shots in this game, I lost the game, thank God I lost the game. Now I know I need to shoot that shit in practice. And then you start shooting that shit in practice, and then you start just fucking stomping on people. And then you're a superhero the next game, and the game after that, and the game after that, and every game after that till the season's over. And then next thing you know, you guys are in state, and you made it to state because you realized from that one loss that helped you to know to do all that shit, so that now you did that every time, and you started killing it from then on. Again, it's like a Jordan. He was so thankful that he didn't make it in high school to most of the teams, because if he had made it and they'd let him on the team to play mediocrely, he would have never had that burning desire to sit there and shoot a billion shots and practice his ass off to become the king he became. Legend he became.
GOAT.
The GOAT, period.
I don't care what anyone says.
No, everybody already knows. So you don't have to explain that. So the bottom line is, that wouldn't have happened had they let him on the teams. The fact that he didn't make on the team was a blessing, so that he could not just be a badass high school player. He had now become the baddest player of all time in a professional state. He would not have become that had he just been let on the team and that thing happened. So he understands that not being let on the team was a blessing.
Mm. Extremely important. I don't really have anything else on this, man.
Yeah, gratitude.
Get your tools together. Get your tools together, and
so wrapping it up then.
Yeah.
Gratitude is massively important. You need to if you can't find gratitude, change your perspective. Again, I watched my kid sit there. He's got a Nintendo Switch. He's got his headset. He's got a TV in his bedroom. And somehow he found a way to be upset about life. And he's got all these cool things for a kid to have. And he figured out what he doesn't have and focused on that as opposed to what he does have. And so again, figure out what you do have as opposed to what you don't have. Be happy with what you do have. And work hard and work hard on what you're trying to have. But remember to be happy for what you do have and understand you're in a good place. So remember that gratitude's massive. You can go for all your dreams you want, but if you can't be happy now, none of that shit matters. And it will be even harder for you to achieve whatever it is you're going for. That's it.
Success is a journey, not a destination.
Yeah, and gratitude is perspective and a mindset. Gratitude is perspective and a mindset. If you don't have the right mindset and the right perspective, you will not be grateful for where you're at now, because everybody wants more. But if you don't have the right perspective and mindset, You won't be grateful for where you're at right now. And that's going to be hard for some people to move forward if they can't understand that they've made it to where they're at. You have made it. No matter where you're at in life, you've made it to that point. And even if it's down, somehow you made it there. Maybe you're in the fucking below a bridge somewhere with a tent and you're broke as fuck, but you made it there. If you made it there and it's down, you're winning because now you know, my behaviors that I had before led me to this place, which is below the bridge, which is where I don't want to be. Now you've identified all the bad behaviors. Erase those, change your shit, and you will be above the bridge soon. Hell, you might own it. So the bottom line is, even in the bad situation, you understand all the things that got you there. Will's biggest fucking gems were all the things that got him where he was sitting in that car, right? Understanding, man, now I know what got me here. I know never to do those again, and I'll never be here again. Period. And that is a win in itself. Understanding what you did wrong is a win. That's knowledge. That's wisdom. And now you're winning because you know exactly what not to do. So the only thing left is what to do, meaning you're winning. Now you know exactly what to do when you're asked them, what should I do to be successful? Well, if you know what you did, everything to not be successful, you know none of that. And so it only leaves a few more multiple choice options left. I know that procrastination, bullshitting, and XYZ and not capitalizing on my time, and the next thing you know, oh shit, so if I just do that, I win. I noticed it I spent 7 years not doing shit, and I already fuck with Snoop and all these people, and I spent 7 years not doing shit, and when the time came, I realized, man, I know that if I would have not fucked off my time and I would have done that stuff, I would have made it there. That it made it a no-brainer for me that if I did do that shit, I know I'll make it there because I know I didn't make it there because I didn't do any of the things I laid out for myself. And by having that hindsight to be able to go, well, I didn't do anything. I know what I didn't do. If I do that, chances are I'll make it where I'm trying to go. And it's undeniable to me. And I have gone so far in the last year. But I spent 7 years not being there because I didn't do it stuff. But that 7 years was the winning ass formula because I go, that's exactly what not to do. What I did the last 7 years, don't do that. And I'll be somewhere else. And sure shit, I changed my shit up the last year. And here I am. I'm in a different place. You now see us on a show. You'll now see us in seminars. You'll now see more things, more products, more value added. Hell, just the simple fact of understanding value to be added. That's it. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Let us know what we could do better. Let us know if you just didn't even understand this whole show. Or if we did and you're following us and you get it and it's just what you needed, do that.
Yes, we need your input, and we would like to connect with you on more of a personal level also.
Absolutely. Let us know what's up. Again, if you like this type of a material, and obviously you do because that's why you're here, there'll be plenty more of it. But if you want it geared towards what you like, again, comment. Let us know. All right, peace.
Deuces.